I want to unpack more on the issue of the FDA and focus on its collection and handling of data related to the abortion drug, because this factors into this. It's the same, basically the same structure that we've looked at on the vaccine, lack of systematic reporting, that we've seen with the Mifepristone, the abortion drug. And with me to discuss this, Dr. Kathi Aultman, a retired board-certified OBGYN who has done extensive research into what is known about deaths and adverse events following use of the abortion drug. She's an associate scholar with the Charlotte Lozier Institute and a member of the American Association of Pro-Life OBGYNs. And she joins us now. Dr. Aultman, thanks so much for joining us today on Washington Watch.
Hey, thank you. Great to be here.
Let's start with what you have found from the work that you've done about the adverse effects that we've seen from the drug Mifepristone.
So we collected all of the adverse event reports that were generated between 2000 and, I'm trying to remember now, it was either 2009 or 2011. Prior to that time, some of the adverse events had been reported by Gary and Harrison. So we took the ones during that time period. There were over 6,000. Out of that, I think we ended up with 2,000 and something that were unique U.S. reports that had not been reported by Gary, and we used the NIH's common terminology criteria for adverse events, and we were able to pull out how many were life-threatening, how many were severe, how many moderate, and then there was a mild category, but of course, the ones we were looking at were not mild because they had to be serious events.
Now, in the report, the findings that you wrote about, you argue that the FDA's current reporting system is, quote, woefully inadequate. We just heard us talking about the vaccine, very similar situation. What needs to happen to ensure that we're getting accurate information to make good medical decisions, or in terms of what vaccines, what drugs are made available to the public?
Well, I think they should, for the first thing would be to implement the NIH system that I just mentioned. And then for Mifepristone, we need to start reporting the adverse events. The only adverse event that is required right now to be reported is deaths. So we need to go back to the old REMS system and report these adverse events and categorize them, evaluate them. What we found were that the actual adverse event reports were very poorly written. We had a large number that we couldn't even evaluate because there was not enough information in the report to evaluate. So they've got to police the people that are reporting, and if they don't give them the information necessary, they need to go back and get it from them.
So Dr. Aultman, is it safe to say that these decisions are not being made systematically across the board, but they're being influenced by political concerns and considerations? Why is the abortion drug Mifepristone being treated differently?
Because it's an abortion drug. And, they eliminated this reporting right at a time when they changed the drug dosage. They allowed non-physicians to dispense the drug. They also eliminated, they were supposed to be reporting and keeping a record of the ongoing pregnancies that were not aborted.
Right.
And they stopped that as well. And you were mentioning 10 deaths of the children. There were 20 deaths of women.
Yeah. And that's just what we know about. Because in many cases, this information just came through the hospitals, not through the abortionist, and not from the women who did not admit that they had taken the abortion drug. So we just don't know because we don't have the information.
Right. Right.
Dr. Aultman, thanks so much for taking time to join us. Appreciate your insights on this.
You're welcome.